Well, let's get more now from our health editor, Julia Seeger. Julia, any clues as to what the president's going to say then?
Hello, Tom. Yes, tonight the French president is set to address the nation at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. And he could indeed announce a set of measures to try to mitigate this fourth wave. He could, for instance, announce new restrictions in areas in France where the number of cases are increasing rapidly. He could decide to extend the sanitary pass to restaurants, but also to cultural and athletic events. He could also decide to toughen travel restrictions with those countries where the situation is deteriorating rapidly, like Spain and Portugal. And last but not least, as you said, he's going to have to address the sticky point of whether or not to make COVID-19 vaccines mandatory for all health workers and other professionals who are also in contact with vulnerable people, people who are vulnerable to COVID-19. Now, this is not what the French president wanted. He's been insisting on the fact that he doesn't want to make the jab mandatory. He says that especially, imposing this on the French, especially, this could actually backfire.
Sure. So it sounds like from what you're saying that healthcare workers are going to be very much the focus of the vaccination rollout from this point onwards.
That's right. Vaccination is now open in France to everyone above the age of 12, but you still have certain social professional categories who still have a very low vaccination rate, like health workers, for instance, health workers working in care homes with the elderly who are very vulnerable to COVID-19, for instance. There are only 50% of them who have received the jab. Now, of course, the goal is to try to reduce the contamination rate because of this variant Delta, which is much more contagious. It's 60% more contagious than the Alpha variant, which was already more contagious than the original strain. Now, according to data by the Israeli authorities, where the Delta variant is very much present and where they have indeed vaccinated a big proportion of the population, mRNA vaccines are still efficient in reducing severe cases of COVID-19 by 93%, but they are not as efficient in reducing contaminations between people. So they're only 63% efficient now, but nonetheless, according to authorities, the viral load in people who are vaccinated are still less. Now, some epidemiologists here in France are saying that the French president will have to go eventually a little bit further and impose the vaccination to all, but that's going to be a very unpopular measure, and there will be many legal obstacles to that as well.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, thank you very much indeed for bringing us up to speed. Our health editor, Julia Seeger, thank you so much.